FastCast Gaming. Alright, let's talk about virtual reality. VR, as the kids are calling it these days. So I finally just, bit the bullet, pulled the trigger. I bought PlayStation VR. I've been kind of wanting to figure this whole VR thing out for a while now. I've demoed it at a number of shows, and I never really quite got it. But a lot of people whose opinions I respect have been into it. I actually almost bought a PSVR for Christmas this year, but then I sort of hung back and held off. So I finally went and did it, because sometimes I have more money than sense. I don't know that I quite get it yet, but I think I'm starting to get it. I don't know what the sort of must-have titles are for VR, at least on the PlayStation. Because that's the thing, I was never gonna get an Oculus, because I'm a Mac guy, and yes, the new Mac stuff is supposedly gonna be good for VR, but I was never gonna put together a gaming rig. So PSVR was the way that I was going to do it, if I was going to do it at all. I've now played Thumper and a bunch of the other stuff that's on the demo disc. There's like a tank battle game and a mech sport game. I will say I think the closest I've gotten to getting it of all the demos, there are two. One is something that's in PlayStation VR Playroom or Playroom VR, which is another little demo-y thing that comes on the disc. There's something that is kind of like a Mario platformer, where you're kind of in God mode looking down on the platformer, and that was super cool. I think I kind of assumed that what was going to make VR awesome is the first-person stuff, but this really showed how being outside the action and looking at it could feel really cool. And honestly, this is what gives me hope for the idea of virtual board gaming, because this really did feel like I was playing almost a board game that had come alive in front of me, and that was really cool. The other thing was this London heist on rails first-person adventure kind of a thing, which honestly what made that cool was less the gameplay than the cutscenes. The idea of I'm sitting there in a bar and there's a cigar on the table and I can look around and a guy sort of comes up and gets in my face and is like, "You're gonna do this thing." That felt really cool. And there was definitely an almost uncanny valley thing going on, where seeing a realized CG character that felt like he was in the room with me was kind of like, whoa, this is kind of interesting. So maybe that's part of getting it. I've now played with it for less than 72 hours, but the kids love it. There's this one thing where you can literally use the two Move controllers to paint in 3D, and the kids really dig that. Now we just have to find out what the best non-shoot each other in the face experiences are out there that I can expose them to as well. So that's my first impressions of VR. FastCast Gaming, see ya! Hey, thanks for watching the FastCast. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. J Handle. And remember to check back, because I do this a couple times a week. Thanks a lot, everybody. FastCast!